Hey guys, I'm at H&M Landing. Standing next to me is Captain Frank. He used to own the Ranger 85, and he's been running the landing here for the past few years now. And Captain Frank's going to give us an update on what's going on here at H&M Landing during COVID.
Hey Dan, thanks for having me here today. Well, I tell you what, even amidst COVID-19, if there's a silver lining, it is this year, the 2020 fishing season. I know we started off a little bit late this year, but it's been an incredible season so far, and it looks to me like it's going to have legs. We've had excellent bluefin tuna fishing for our entire fleet. And just even in the last 4 or 5 days, the guys have found a new body of fish down below, south into Mexico, that seems to consist of big areas of Dorado. There's a little bit of yellowtail mixed with it. We anticipate we're going to see some yellowfin tuna coming in with that here in the coming days as well. But certainly still in the spotlight the last week or so has been that bluefin fishing for the entire fleet here. It's been very good.
Now, bluefin fishing's been outside a bit, Cortez, Tanner?
Yeah, it's been outside to the west on the banks, on the Cortez and the Tanner. It's been good fishing. Some of it's drift fishing, some of it's fish on the anchor, but it's been excellent. The last few days we've had some weather. It looks like some of the boats are going to lay in tonight and the next day, but even this morning the early reports from the boats offshore, very good fishing. Very good fishing. So we anticipate that's going to hold up for a little while.
And I don't know if I'm just guessing here, but it seems like the weather's been like a month late this year with the hurricanes. They're just starting to pop up, and here we go, 2 hurricanes in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really making the water warmer, and I think we're going to see a lot more Dorado, a lot more tuna, more yellowtail for a while.
Absolutely, you're absolutely on target. It's interesting, whenever we get those southerly pushes, first thing that happens here is our phone rings, and folks are always worried about hurricanes making it all the way up to San Diego. And oftentimes, you have to remember, hurricanes are fueled by water temperature. So as we get to more northern latitudes and the water cools, the hurricane, the wind, the heavy rain associated with that usually dissipates or pushes offshore. However, we realize the benefit because as that pushes up from the south, it also pushes that huge biomass of our game fish that we love here in San Diego. So you're on target. We're going to see Dorado, we're going to see more yellowfin, and we're going to see yellowtail mixed in with that. And so we are the lucky recipients, so to speak, of hurricane activity this time of year.
And I haven't heard any complaints from my passengers coming on your boats regarding the overnights as far as having to bring their own bedding and all that. So how have you guys been seeing it here at the landing?
It's been great. In fact, when I look back at where we all were back in March trying to sort through this, it's been an absolute benefit, I believe, to our fleet. What we've seen as a result, and it's one of the things that we had to do, is we all had to sit down in the war room, so to speak, and figure out how we were going to deal with COVID-19 and get back opened up. So we sat down, we followed state and county guidelines, federal guidelines. We created, we worked on formulas for each boat, going by distancing regulations, so we've decreased our capacities. We've also staggered our sleeping arrangements on board each one of the boats, which again goes along with decreased capacities. And that's been the silver lining to all of this. It's almost as if every boat is a limited load environment. For instance, our half-day boat used to carry an average of 90 passengers a day. Our load is limited to only 38 passengers on there. So yes, the price has increased just a little bit, but the benefit is you're fishing on a boat with 1/3 less anglers. That's huge. Same with our full day boat. The Grande used to carry 60 passengers. Now, with an average load of a max of 35, that's a huge benefit when you're fishing offshore, targeting yellowfin, bluefin, yellowtail, and Dorado. I mean, you can imagine that's half the amount of anglers that typically would be on a boat like that. Now, as far as bringing bedding on board, again, it's a little bit of, I would say, maybe an inconvenience, but not really. We haven't heard any pushback. In fact, a lot of our customers prefer to bring their own bedding. It's interesting you asked that. I was talking to a customer the other day, and they were actually going on vacation up to Yosemite. They had rented an Airbnb, and what's the first thing that they were telling me they were bringing with them? It wasn't their fishing gear while they were going up there to the Sierras, but it was actually their own bedding. Yeah. So,
and it's a good testament to what H&M Landing has done here. Is not one boat has been shut down over COVID. There hasn't been one boat where all the crew got COVID or anything like that. So all the boats have been running, they've all been doing good, and as the scientists have been saying, being outdoors is one of the safest places you can be. And when the guys are on the boats, they're on the rails. They're spending a lot of time at the rails.
Right, absolutely. And being outside with aerosol dispersion is huge. It is one of the best places to be, and that's been proven time and time again throughout this whole pandemic, that those who were sheltering in place early on in closed doors inside, we saw the rate of spread was exponentially higher than once we started to slowly open things up. So we're very, very vigilant on board the boats. You do have to have face coverings. We do have sanitation stations on the boat. We do stagger our meals as well as access to the galley, and it's been a very, very good experience overall.
Yeah, this might be the new normal.
Well, boy, I tell you what, you never know, but definitely when you talk about the bedding and it just might be. We've talked about that. What are we going to do if all of a sudden tomorrow our great governor waved the magic wand, or I shouldn't say it that way, but globally, if somebody waved a magic wand and COVID-19 went away, what is the future of sport fishing? That's the big question. What will we do with our capacities? Will we go back up to a 90-passenger half-day boat or a 60, 70-passenger full-day boat? Those are the questions that we're asking ourselves now. While the prices have increased a little bit, we do see a better overall customer experience with reduced capacities and an elevated price. So again, we're talking about all of those things and what will be the new normal.
On a personal level, for me, being on your boats during COVID on a multi-day trips, I like the staggering of the meals. Breakfast isn't all at one time, dinner isn't all at one time, and I think you get a little bit better service from the guys because they're not trying to feed everybody and get them in and out at one time.
Sure.
So it makes it easier to use the showers, just makes everything more convenient. So I wouldn't mind seeing that more in the future.
No, all the above, you're right. And again, that's when we talk about this pandemic, there are those good things, a silver lining in all of that, and I think our fleet has found that. Hey Dan, you know what? We're fishermen, right? We adapt. That's what we do.
So can you let people know how they can find out more about the landing? What's your website?
Absolutely. H&M Landing has the most diverse schedule of daily departures out of any landing on the coast. You can find our schedule online at hmlanding.com. It's a great site to navigate. Click on the calendar. If you look at the top of the calendar, there's several filters. You can filter by particular boat, duration of trip, by month, all the above. So hmlanding.com. We've got trips departing daily, whether it's half day, full day, overnight, multi-days. We've got it all. We look forward to fishing with you.
Thank you, Frank. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dan.